It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. When you grow up, you start to see all these things around you, the advertisements, the social media posting. Almost everything around us is designed to make us consumers. And if you're not in control of your mental strength, your mental toughness, it's very easy to succumb, to almost give in to those temptations. And it could be almost anything, right? It's in the form of gambling, it's in the form of drugs, it's in the form of, the internet, it's in the form of food. Everything is placed intentionally to make you spend your money and consume whatever it is in front of you. And guys, if you think you're not vulnerable to the advertising, to the marketing, to almost everything that is out there, in a sense, you're naive, because you're thinking that it doesn't apply to you. But in one way or another, they do have you. And if you decide to think that, okay, I'm just not gonna play the game, I've seen the way that turns out too. What ends up happening is those people become bitter, they become almost resentful and super skeptical of anything that comes across their path. How do I know this? Because I've seen myself when I speak to these people at the gym, as a trainer. When I try to speak to them and I'm trying to convince them, hey man, I want you to train with me. I'm going to get you in shape. I'm going to help you with your fitness goals. You're already in the gym. You might as well get some guidance from someone who's been in the game for years. And of course, what do they say, right? Instantly, they're skeptical. They don't want anything to do with it because of their personality. And chances are that guy he probably doesn't have a whole ton of friends. He doesn't get invited out a lot. He's not a very likable person to be around. And he probably doesn't have a whole lot of options in terms of career, women, or any of the other things that we value as people. The other side is being overly acceptable of everything. Being somewhat skeptical, being someone skeptical of anything makes sense. It just shows that, you have some sense of, okay, you don't want to get screwed over, but at the same time, you're not trying to be gullible and vulnerable to everyone or anything that speaks to you, which is what we see nowadays. Everyone is pretty much just super consuming of everything online, whether that's the form of the internet, YouTube shorts, and even this kind of content that I'm making right now. But I'd rather that you consume this content and use it for the betterment of your life, for a better quality of life that you can achieve from it, whether that's in terms of mindset, in terms of health, because health is the foundation of everything else, guys. Whether that's your relationships, whether that's your finances, you want to start to make a change, start with health. Why? Because you need your mental health in check. You need your physical health in check. You need to be able to recognize what is good and what is bad for you. And if you can't control something, then you're a liability. This goes for both men and women, and I've seen it played out several times. You have to be in control of what it is you consume. And this is where I say it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility, guys. You have to be in control and not let it take your life away from you, because that's time you can never get back. And trying to change that, as soon as you're deep, all the way deep at the other end, you're going to ask yourself, okay, what is the point anymore? I'm just going to accept where I'm at. I'm not going to change anything. And that's another whole other topic, whole other video that I don't want to get into right now, but that's not somewhere you want to be, because it's very hard to go the other way around. Start now. Start while you have the time, while you really can start to make a change, and set yourself up for the 50 years, 40 years of a foundation, so you can be mentally strong and you can overcome any type of temptation that really tries to get to you. There's nothing wrong with having a little bit of fun. There's nothing wrong with an occasional drink. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with any of that stuff. But when you see yourself almost day in, day out repeating the same kind of behaviors that you want to get rid of, this is what I'm talking about.